I think Denver actually is interesting, just given that Bo Nix, one of the rookies, one of the 6 first round picks, and Sean Payton probably going to develop this guy. Maybe the last quarterback Sean Payton truly develops from the start of his career. I think that quarterback battle is fun to look at. And I don't know, I think you've been paying attention to it because you mentioned it last week, but it looks like Bo Nix is starting to separate himself, which I'm not sure if we expect him to separate himself much, but this entire time we've assumed that he's going to be the starting quarterback. Just the way the Denver situation plays out, why not play him? He's in a spot where you want him to get more reps with Peyton, more reps with the offense. All these rookie quarterbacks, it kind of feels like it's obvious what should happen. So that's one of the reasons that these quarterback battles aren't as interesting as they normally are. But Bo Nix in Denver, I know you mentioned it last week as a topic to bring up, but anything standing out to you about that?
About Bo Nix?
Yeah.
I will say, so I've been watching things a little bit. And as you say, Bo Nix was going to start no matter what. And what that means is that we were going to get news no matter what that Bo Nix looked impressive. Right? Sean Payton controls the media. He knows how to do that very well. He was not going to let a story come out that Bo Nix wasn't looking very good when it was the guy he picked, that he needs to save his legacy and reputation. But in all seriousness, I will say, Bo Nix has actually looked pretty good. He has looked like a guy who is getting the offense, who's ready to step in. And I don't know, you listen to Adam Troutman talk about it, right? Adam Troutman he's played with Sean Payton in New Orleans before. He knows things really well. He said that the difference between Bo Nix and everyone else is that Bo Nix has come in and he gets the system right away. And that's what we said during the draft, right? The reason that Bo Nix to Denver was such a big talking point wasn't just because they couldn't get Caleb Williams. It's because he fits with the kind of game that Sean Payton wants to play. And the fact that he's doing that well in an offense that's not easy to learn, right? Russell Wilson struggled to pick it up over time. The backups have struggled to pick it up. That's a good sign for Denver that he's going to come out and be competent, which I think is probably, at this point, if you're a Denver fan, competent sounds pretty good.
Yeah, the Broncos, it's ridiculous what they had here since, let's see here, since the start of the 2016 season. The Broncos, do you know how many starting quarterbacks they've had?
I'd go 9.
12 different starting quarterbacks.
Ooh, that's worse than, that's Browns level numbers.
Yeah, 12 starting quarterbacks. She's 13 players overall if you count the game that Philip Lindsay opened under center during the pandemic. That was crazy. It has been, since winning the Super Bowl, they haven't made the playoffs. It's been, one of the weaker teams in all of the NFL over these past 8 years. So you're right. Any sort of positive news on the quarterback position is great for Broncos fans. And one reason, again, to kind of assume that Bo Nix is going to be the starter in a lot of situation drills that they've been having, Bo Nix is getting basically all of it, if not all of the reps in those situations. So it's all right. Why are you putting him only in these drills if he's not going to be the guy on day one? So I'm expecting Bo Nix. And yeah, it is true that this time of year, there's always these smoke screens and things coming out, but it does appear like Bo Nix is playing well. In terms of the other ones, Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew up for grabs still. Apparently,
it's Gardner Minshew's job to lose. Look at the contract he signed.
I agree.
Say in the comments.
I think it'll be Minshew as well. People are reporting that O'Connell might be a hair ahead. I think it'll be Minshew. So do you. McCarthy, Sam Darnold. It will be Darnold week 1. It's just a matter of when JJ McCarthy will take over. If the Vikings get off to a good start, I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Darnold plays a large chunk of this season, if not the entire thing. It all depends on how the Vikings are. Probably at that, those first 7 games. We have a bye week 8, right?
Yeah.
Think so. I could easily see us at 1-6. Then you probably see JJ McCarthy come in. So nothing really changing there. And then the other one, this one is interesting and we'll pay attention to it. I'm excited to see throughout the rest of the preseason, the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. It'll probably be Russ, but he's having this calf injury. Justin Fields is playing well in training camp. That's one where I do think if you're a Steeler fan, the more positive Justin Fields news, the better. Why on earth would I not be rooting for Justin Fields to look awesome in training camp because he's the one guy. Russell Wilson will come in this season. He might be okay, but I think Russ is on the decline now. So how many more years?
I mean, he has to be on the decline. He might be a little bit better than last year, but he's not getting.
Yeah, I just don't see Russell Wilson as someone who's going to come in and be the guy to get the Steelers over that wild card hump that they've been in for so long. Not saying that I'm totally confident in Justin Fields, but Justin Fields has potential. You see it here. Like, he has potential to climb higher and higher and elevate his game. I'd be really psyched if I'm a Steeler fan and keep seeing news that Justin Fields is looking good, especially, fresh start, Mike Tomlin, great coach, get some playmakers. There's the Brandon Ayuk rumors that are flying around as of recording this on Monday evening. So we'll see what happens with Justin Fields, but I'm really paying attention to that one to see what happens with Russ's injury and Fields seemingly playing well. Any thoughts on that, or are we good to close?
I mean, I think you're right that Justin Fields is the guy, all else being equal, you'd like to see playing better. But again, I think if you put yourself in the minds of a Steelers fan, unfortunately, Jack's not here, so we can't ask him. He did say that if they trade for Ayuk, they're AFC favorites and go 13-4. So maybe maybe we don't need to hear what he has to say. But
so there you go.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're a Steelers fan, here's what you actually want. You want one of them to be good. Now, you'd rather it be Justin Fields, all else being equal. But if either one of them is good, you're a contender. And if both of them suck, you're not. So they'll take what they can get.
That's a good point. Another team that, the Steelers have had more success, obviously, than the Broncos, but another team where it feels like kind of been kicking the wheels for a little while, trying to get things going, especially at that quarterback position. So we'll see what happens. Thanks, everyone, for listening today. A little top 100 talk, a little bit of quarterback battles. And we'll be back on Thursday with a mailbag again, a big mailbag. So can't wait for that episode. See you soon.